hate to say it, but his parents have been feeling unwell as of late, and I'm staying with them to help take care of Alex.
Oh, so that's serious.
Oh, no, it's not serious. Nothing terminal. It's just a touch of consumption.
And welcome back to Horror Queers. We're talking, oh my god, and I'm just like sitting here like ruining the whole thing. We're talking, ever since they had that kid they've been dominating, it's not even that cute. And we're talking, hey, we're just trying to get the truth here. And I'm Joe.
And I'm Trace, and we are talking alt-right cucks get their comeuppance.
Oh my god, it's so satisfying.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Horror Queers podcast. This is a bit of a different episode because we are doing an audio commentary this week instead of one of our traditional discussion episodes.
Yeah, so folks, if you do support the show over on Patreon at patreon.com/horrorqueers, you know that we do an audio commentary once a month. There's drinking games. We'll go through all of the details because we're going to try to simulate the experience for you here. Mm-hmm. But we've never done this before, where this is an audio commentary that we have never released anywhere else. So this is brand new to everybody. Just happens to be on the main feed.
Yeah, and I think it's because, sometimes people ask, it's like, well, how does the audio commentary work? Like, there's no disc for this movie. You guys aren't on the movie. How does this work? And
how does it work?
We're here to explain it and show it to you.
Trace, how do audio commentary work?
All right, everyone. So yes, basically the way this works. So Joe and I are going to be watching the movie in real time during this recording. Our audio is completely muted on the film, but our subtitles are turned on so we can still tell, what people are saying. And then we have our films queued up to the 000 marker. Now, Influence is a film that is currently only available on Shudder, so we'll be watching it there. Mm-hmm. This movie goes right into the Shudder logo, so please make sure your movie is queued up there on the Shudder app, and basically we will all count down when we're ready to start, and we'll go 3, 2, 1, play, and on the word play, everyone, you, me, Joe, will all hit play.
Indeed. And of course, there's some people who never hit play. They just listen to the episode, which you can also do because Trace and I are gabby bitches, and we typically don't shut up for too long, so it is kind of like a regular episode.
It is basically a regular episode, but we have the movie here to cue us as opposed to Joe's typical plot synopses.
This is true, yeah. So the other thing is that obviously Influencers is a sequel, so please do make sure that you watch the original film, which is from 2022. We do have a Patreon mini-sode on that this month because we wanted to align the two. But yeah, Influencers is definitely a film that benefits from having seen the original.
I would 100% agree. And then, so we have some drinking games for this, Joe.
We do, yes, of course. So, folks, if you want to listen and imbibe while you watch, you're going to take a sip whenever someone uses a phone or computer. Good luck.
Oh, boy. And you're also going to take 2 sips whenever someone dies, an old standby rule.
Yes, and also take 2 sips when we change the perspective of the central character. And I will say that this happens quite a bit more frequently than it did in the original.
Definitely does. And then our take a shot / chug your drink responsibly rule. And this is where the spoilers start, everyone. But take a shot or chug your drink whenever CW gets cleaver happy.
Indeed. Yes. Okay, so Trace, we're ready with 5 seconds of black and then a Shudder logo?
Yeah, all right, Joe. And just a heads up, everyone, Joe and I are notorious for being terrible at spotting the drinking game rules the recording, so be easy on us if we do that with this one.
Absolutely, yes. Please be kind.
All right, everyone, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay, Shudder logo, and here we go.
Here we
go. Trace, obviously you will share your thoughts on the original film when people listen to the Patreon episode, but this new film, the sequel, it worked a little bit better for you?
It did. I mean, look, y'all, again, you'll hear me say this in that Patreon mini-sode, but I liked, but did not love, Kurtis Davis Harder's original Influencer. And I think it's a fine movie, but I gotta say, this worked a lot better for me. I think I went from a 3.5 for the original film to a 4 for this film.
Okay. That is good to hear, yeah. I have been an avid proponent for both films. not gonna lie, one of the things that really excited me about this sequel was the fact that I never thought we were going to get one. It just kind of appeared magically out of the ether. And I had the advantage of getting to check this out at Fantasia back when it debuted. And I was just so pleasantly surprised. This feels like exactly what I want a horror sequel to do, where it's paying off things from the first film, it's doing homages to it, but it's also really raising the stakes and expanding the storytelling. There we go.
Oh yeah, this is fun about this commentary, everyone. We can't edit ourselves because we're doing this in real time. So
yes.
Yay. But Joe, what do you think about this in media res opening, which you normally hate?
I do indeed. I mean, here's the thing. You gotta shed a little blood if we're gonna open a film. This is unexpected, folks. We're getting our drinking game started early because this bitch is about to die.
Yeah. I mean, she's in the process of it right now.
Yeah, so we're watching as Ariana Winter, who is played by Veronica Long, has slit her own throat and is crawling towards the pool, which, if folks remember the first film, is kind of similar to what we did with Jessica, which is the influencer played by Sarah Canning.
Who gets the high-heeled shoe in the throat.
Yes. Oh, great deaths. Great deaths in this series.
I do believe, too, this is the first time we've seen what CW might actually stand for on this phone right here.
That is true. Yes. I mean, whether or not you believe this is her real name is always up for debate.
Very much so. And yeah, I mean, you know, I will say, because I think the reason this sequel works better for me is what you just said, is that it really is paying off a lot of things that I don't think we got fully paid off in that first film.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it's bigger, it's longer by about 20 minutes.
Yes. Yep.
It's badder, it's meaner, it's funnier. Like, there seems to be a much more sense of, like, a larger sense of fun in this movie than there was in the first one for me.
Okay. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I don't entirely agree because I do find that first film is very fun. Maybe it's just that this film is a little bit more fun, but I think it's because it has the advantage of not having it to introduce all of these characters.
Yeah.
Like, we can just hit the ground running.
Well,
and then... Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. But that's what made me laugh, because you mentioned, hey everyone, like, this is a sequel, and you're right. I saw so many Letterboxd reviews that were like, they watched this, did not know this was a sequel, and
right.
I was just like, oh, you must have missed out on, like, because I mean, this movie doesn't do a lot of setup. There's not a ton of recapping in this movie outside of this is what CW did to Madison in the first movie. But
right, yeah.
Yeah, so I can't imagine watching this without having seen the first. I mean, again, I'm sure you can pick it up. It's not like a super complicated movie, but the payoffs wouldn't work as well.
It would just be amusing because you'd be like, who's this fun girl? And if you have watched the original, you're like, oh shit, what is this bitch up to?
Because where we left CW at the end of the first influencer was, oh, she's abandoned on an island. And now time has passed. We'll learn it's a year. And she's in a new relationship. She's off the island. And one thing I love about this movie is we will never learn how she got off that island.
No. So I did look up a couple of interviews with the writer-director, who is now flying solo, so he doesn't have a co-writer for this film. Folks, if the name sounds familiar, Kurtis David Harder is a individual we have covered previously on 2019 Spiral. So not the Saw Spiral, the other gay Spiral.
Yeah, with Jeffrey Boyer Chapman.
Thank you. Yes. But so he's flying solo for this one, but I saw a couple of different interviews he did when this film dropped in December of 2025 on Shudder. And one of the things that he revealed is that if we do, spoiler alert, get a third film, he has promised it will reveal how CW got off the fucking island.
Here's the thing. I don't even care how
I don't even care. I mean, it could be fun, but...
If it's going to play a part in the plot of the third movie, sure, do it. But if it's just because, oh, we need to give a reason as to how she got off the island, I don't need it. It's totally fine. Like, make her this, like, all-powerful girl who can just get off of deserted islands.
I was going to say, she is a bit of a magical unicorn in that regard, isn't she? But, I mean, okay, so I'm curious. We're now watching her with Diane. So, folks, this is a queer horror film because CW is fully in a fucking lesbian relationship with this girl. How do you feel about CW? Because you like... maybe respect or admire Cassandra Naud's performance in the first film. Do you feel like you like CW more? Do you know more about her as a result of this film?
Not necessarily. I mean, honestly, I feel about the same. And that is not to come down. I think Naud is a really good performer in the role. I just don't think the role gives her as many shades to play as, say, what we get from Emily Tennant as Madison later in the film. But
oh, interesting. You're still high on the Madison.
I'm still high on the Madison. But again, like, for Madison, it's like a revenge tale. CW is kind of doing, I mean, we have the added component of a romance, which is genuine. Like, we don't know a lot about CW. She's a bit of a cipher, but we do know that by the end of this movie, or really by the middle point of this movie, that she really does love Diane. And when she is, again, spoiler alert, forced to kill her, well, forced in quotation marks, it genuinely guts her. And that actually is one of the aspects that I really like about her performance in this film. So I like that we get more grief from her, like genuine emotion.
It's not phony baloney, I'm playing to the crowd, because in that first film, she's really just trying to be what other people want her to be so that she can kill them, steal their identity, get them to do something for her. And she definitely falls back into that pattern in the back part of this film. But I do love that we open this movie. So right now, we're exploring this old ruin, and CW is not interested in doing any of this. Like, this is Diane's thing. She wants to take beautiful pictures because she's got a great eye. CW is like, I've spent a year with you and my life is normal. I just want to have a romantic weekend.
Because the way the film treats her addiction, do we want to say that, is like a drug addiction, where she's like, okay, she's been clean for about a year, not stealing anyone's identities, but the second temptation comes in a few minutes, she starts dipping back into old habits.
Right. Okay, so we get to know a little bit about her relationship with Diane, who is played by Lisa Delamar. What do you think of Diane? Does she feel like someone who CW would logically settle down for? Like, does she feel too perfect in some ways?
No, I wouldn't say too perfect. It's just a thing where it's like, I think I buy their relationship because of the chemistry between the two actresses, even though I don't really think the script is giving us a ton to work with because of this time jump.
Right, yeah. And folks, if you haven't seen the film, you will get more of Diane later. And I actually really, really like that kind of whirlwind montage relationship bit.
And that's the thing, though. It's a montage. We're not, and I'm not saying I want full scenes of them, of what happened during the time jump, but it's just the actresses have to sell this, not the screenplay.
Absolutely. I think this is harder trusting the actors to sell not a surface level piece, but I'm not going to give you a ton of dialogue because I know that you two can just make this work with things like body language and looks and that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, this is a pretty propulsive thriller. Like, this isn't a relationship drama like Spiral.
No, not at all. Also, I'm sorry. We missed this little plot point. So they get to this, it's not a resort really, but it's some kind of fancy house.
It's a fancy French hotel in the countryside.
And their room has been given up for an influencer who is staying here. And that's so, because, we don't get a lot of reason as to why CW wants to target these influencers and take their identities and stuff. But this film really seems to posit, she really detests these people.
I think she hates the privilege and the entitlement. And I'm not going to lie, I don't know that, what is her actual name here? I just call her Georgina Campbell.
Oh, Charlotte.
Charlotte Smith. So this is our introduction to Charlotte Smith. It's like, here's the bitch who stole my perfect romantic weekend getaway room. And she's just complaining the whole time, right? Because, oh my God, this is such a pain in the ass. It's such an inconvenience. I have to be here. The pool is so small. And I will confess, I'm somebody who is very frugal when it comes to vacationing. So I don't get to go very often. I want to make the experience meaningful, but to hear other people complaining about things when you're like, this is special. Oh, yeah. Why aren't you just enjoying the moment? I'm sorry, I'm a CW in this moment.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm on CW's side here, and I think that's a smart move that Harder does with his screenplay to kind of, again, get us more, because I think I called CW an anti-hero at the top of this, and I do think she is. I mean, she is ostensibly the villain of the first film, and
yes, absolutely.
I think what I like about this movie is that it does complicate that a little bit, that designation of the villain.
Okay, so one of our drinking game rules is that we're shifting perspectives and we're drinking for it. This is arguably CW's perspective for this first part of the film. Do you feel like she's a main character in that regard, though? Because typically you would say, they're anchoring the text, but we kind of learn more about them. And I would say, in my opinion, we do learn stuff about CW that we didn't know from the first film. But I guess just because you are more trepidatious about the character, or you're maybe not as enthralled, do you still feel like this is her film?
I think it's more of an ensemble piece, actually. Like,
Okay.
I mean, again, like I'd have to go through and think about, well, how much like minute by minute screen time does each character have? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we'll switch, 26 minutes into this movie, which is exactly when we get those opening credits in the first movie. So I love that Harder, either intentionally or not, like
fully intentionally
built the structure the same. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we do. I guess I would say that CW is the de facto protagonist, and that she probably does have the most screen time, but.
And yet, weirdly enough, I would still advocate for your position that she is something of an anti-hero. Like, right now, I remember the first time I watched this film, I said, is she acting? Do I take her at her word that this is a real relationship? Or is, Diane just the new Madison, right? And it's fascinating to be able to play that game. Like, how much do I actually trust her because she is so untrustworthy? And then we'll get to the heel turn and you realize, oh, I should have believed her, except now I can't anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes Naud's performance so impressive, is that she has to be very subtle with a lot of her acting choices. And so I do think that these are movies that could reward rewatchability, so you can look at the more intricate layers of her performance. I will say Georgina Campbell playing very against type, at least based on what I've seen her, using her native British accent. Yeah. I love her. I really, I mean, you know me, I love a good bitch, and I love watching her in this movie, even though, yes, spoiler alert, she doesn't make it past the 26-minute mark.
Yeah. It's fun to see her. I'm not going to suggest she's cutting loose, but you're right. She's definitely playing a different kind of character than we're used to. Usually she's the lead, if we're going to be honest. So part of me was excited that we're doing a bigger name actor for this film, but then we still have the balls to kill her off.
Well, and honestly, because I remember when I saw her cast in this movie, I was like, oh, wow, that seems, I mean, like, she's not like a huge get, but like, I mean, for a Shudder original, I'm like, oh, this is kind of a big get for her. And
I mean, this is post-Barbarian, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think she's a bigger name to more people than either one of the two actresses in this movie are, like Cassandra or Tennant. But like, I don't know, we don't know the budget for this movie. There's no box office gross because this is a Shudder release, came out last December. But we know about the production. They filmed this in Canada, Bali, and France over 5 months with a crew of 15 people. And I'm just like, wow. Like, I mean, because this movie looks really. I kept thinking about.
This is such a step up from the first film, and I don't mean that as an insult to the first one, because I thought that looked really good too. But like, the production value of both films is incredibly surprising, but like impressive. These movies look great.
I actually think this would make a really good double feature with Another Simple Favor.
Me too, and same kind of vibe, right? Like, this is admittedly, I think, a little bit more serious.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and here's the thing, y'all. Another Simple Favor is a step down from A Simple Favor. But given that they're both following kind of like, duplicitous women in Europe.
Untrustworthy. Yes.
And I actually do think this is a better movie than Another Simple Favor as well. But
yeah, that movie, we have another episode on it, folks, if you want to hear it. It's kind of sort of there, but especially I think because we had built up, like, we had been waiting for that movie for ages, which I think is the other sort of secret sauce that this sequel has, influencers, because we didn't really know it was coming until it was announced. Like, he didn't say, hey, we're embarking on this 5-month shoot. It was, hey, we've wrapped shooting. The movie will be out this year. Yeah,
which honestly, I love that. I love finding out a movie is existing like after it's been shot already.
Right. Also, shit trace. People using their phone. We are fucking tanking this drinking game rule. So, folks, CW is on the phone right now. So
get some back drinks and the back sips in there.
So we're joking about CW maybe killing an influencer, and Diane, of course, goes along with it because this is what couples do. We have our jokey little amusing moments and so on. But I'd be curious to hear from listeners who are attracted to women, because I do find that this movie is very sexy and we're not afraid to showcase women's bodies.
No, not at all. And and again, I do like the relationship between CW and Diane. It's just the issue is that, CW is definitely lying to Diane a lot about herself. And so,
but I mean, what's the alternative? Well, okay, because I actually wanted to have this conversation with you when I was rewatching the film in anticipation of this. Like, if you randomly found out from Ari that he had a super dark past, but you had been together for a while, would you honestly say, tell me all your dark secrets? Like, I think there's a like a limit to how much I would actually want to know about a partner. Like if they killed someone, I don't think I want in on that secret.
Oh, yeah. I mean, oh boy. Like, for them, maybe not, because it's been a year, and it's even though they're moving in,
they are living together. Yeah,
but I mean, I've been with my husband, like we've been married for almost 10 years and been together for 16 years. So it's like if he told me before we met I had this secret life and I murdered somebody, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I didn't want to know it at that point, I mean, like I don't want to know it, but I feel like if I said that would be like I'd be a bad husband, which I don't know, man.
Hypothetical.
But I mean, I don't know. I feel like at that point you're so far deep into it. So it's going to be like, okay, I'm going to leave you because you lied to me about being a murderer, or I'm in it to win it. We're in this together.
Yeah, maybe it's tell me everything and I'll help you bury the bodies. But I guess I just feel like Diane, I'm not going to blame her for getting herself murdered by her girlfriend, but part of me is like, I don't know, don't push so hard.
Well, yeah. I mean, because that's the thing, because CW, again, she's quote-unquote forced to kill Diane when it seems like Diane is going to, turn her in or something. Like, she's just too upset about this to be... I don't know. Or maybe CW overreacted.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll get to that scene in a bit. Folks, by the way, if you have not drunk... Oh, my God. I'm just going to keep calling her Georgina Campbell. Charlotte was on her phone during that conversation as we then suggest, oh, let's take a drive. I know a place where you can take some great pictures and so on, which, again, is very Jessica-coded from the first film. Like, oh, you know a place I can do a photo shoot? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and it's the same little, like, broken-down castle they were at earlier.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, but I do think that this entire cold open, because yeah, this is a 26-minute cold open, y'all.
Can we even call it that at that point?
I think we can. We can. But it's it does kind of work in a similar way to the first movie. That I almost feel like you're letting your guard down watching this, because you're like, okay, we're just doing the first one again. And I like that after this moment, we kind of diverge away from the path of the first movie.
Right. Though I will give Harder credit because he's still sneaking in little pieces. So one of the things that we just passed is we had, oh my God, yeah, Georgina Campbell. That's her name. Her character name is also Georgina Campbell for this entire movie.
That's
I can't care about
She's only going to be around for like 5 more minutes of screen time, Joe. It's
This is true. Phone, everybody.
Phone.
But Charlotte said, oh, so Diane mentioned that you used to study computer science and then you dropped out. And I thought, oh, okay, I like that it's not an explanation, but it gives us a bit of insight into how the fuck does CW have all of these skills, right? Because in the first film, she's doing all of her deepfake technology when she takes over people's lives. And as we're going to see later on, she apparently can master AI in this movie.
And again, here's the thing. Like, when I see someone that just knows techno wizardry, I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, there are a lot of people out there that know a hell of a lot more about computers than I do. I can I don't need the but it's fine. It's fine as an excuse for people that need that explanation.
So one of the other things I like about specifically this cold open is that we get to see CW exposing herself in terms of her birthmark. Like in the first film, she was so tentative because she didn't want to appear in any pictures, obviously because she had stolen a bunch of people's identities. Also, everybody get ready with your drink.
Yeah. Well, she's not going to be dead yet. She does like plea for help a little bit.
Fucking detail.
Yeah. I mean, I do think this movie is actually meaner than the first movie in a good way. In a good way, but
yes, yeah, in a satisfying like, oh shit, this movie's going harder. But yeah, I like that CW, this is proof that she has gone, well, she had gone straight until about 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
But she was comfortable showing her face. Like, I love that she's literally styled her hair so that it's on the opposite side of her birthmark. She's actively showing off the birthmark because she was like, I'm just living a life. I don't have anything to hide.
But, which is a little surprising to me, though, given that Madison's entire story that we'll learn is like, hey, there's a girl with a birthmark on her face. Like, they have a police sketch that looks pretty accurate to how CW looks.
But nobody believes Madison.
Yeah, I know, but like, I'm just saying. I guess maybe because she's in another country, right? They're in France right now. They're not in the United States, but
yeah, we're in the south of France. We're very, very far away from Thailand. Okay, so everybody, hope you take your drinks for Charlotte because Georgina Campbell is out of this movie.
Well, and because this cold open kind of operates on the same level that the second act involving Jessica from the first movie took, where it's like, okay, the first act of Influencer, we don't suspect CW as being like the villain of the movie, and then the second act, we get to see her in her element as we know she's the villain, and she kind of does the same thing to another girl.
Yes.
And so that's kind of what we're doing here. She's getting back in her old habits.
I love that the lighting has almost completely changed,
Yes.
Oh, it feels so good to be back wearing my murder skin again.
I think that's something too. I feel like on a technical level, I think Harder directs this. Like, this is the best directed movie he's made between this, Influencer, and Spiral.
It's much more playful. Like, I remember Spiral just feeling very oppressive because that was the nature of the narrative.
Right.
You're not meant to find that movie comfortable. Whereas there is something almost heisty, exciting about these two Influencer films. But I agree, there's a competence on the direction side.
Maybe that's the word I was looking for, was confidence.
I'm not gonna lie. If I was CW, I mean, I think she got the urge and she needed to scratch it, but she really needed to prepare to lie to Diane better.
I thought the exact same thing. And maybe, this was an impulsive move for her.
It feels like it, yeah.
But even on that car drive down with Charlotte, you're kind of like, okay, maybe she should be thinking about what she's going to say on the car drive.
Yeah, because this excuse of like, oh, yeah, I guess she just kind of left and now we're totally going to take over her room, but she's not going to text you all day. It's just like, girl, like, build a better cover story.
I do love that she's petty enough to be like, hey, Charlotte's probably not coming back, so give me that goddamn room.
Oh, yeah.
Which I will say, though, because like the room they get into is enormous. And of course,
it's so much better.
Charlotte was complaining about it earlier, but I was like, okay, well, if you get kicked out of that room, they're going to surely give you like the next best room. And I mean, look, I'd be happy with any room at this chateau, but they get a much worse room than the one they were supposed to get.
Yes, I took it to be, we're at full occupancy. And I mean, there's a couple of places, like back when I used to live in Ottawa, we had a place called the Chateau Laurier, which was a super famous, like very 5-star hotel in the middle of downtown. But it was an old as fuck hotel. Like it was from nearly turn of the century. So the rooms are so fucking tiny. I actually think it's similar to the Overlook, right? Where people say, oh, it's going to be great. And then you go and the room is basically the size of a single bed.
Definitely the Stanley Hotel, not actually called the Overlook Hotel, but yes,
exactly.
Spot on.
That.
Yeah. No, I have stayed at the Stanley and it's like, you're paying $600 a night and it's like the bathroom is
a shoebox,
a foot distance away from the bed you're staying on.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. But you're staying in this historically significant, and that's the kind of vibe I got from this chateau. Is like, oh yeah, everything is naturally going to be smaller and less exciting because it's old, like it's historical.
Except for the room they just got, which has its own like little kitchenette area.
This is why you pay for the upgrade, folks. Okay, so clearly things are not going great where Diane very clearly suspects that something is going on. I think it's also interesting that CW is sort of posing as she doesn't have a great job. Diane seems very concerned about how much money we're spending on certain things. So part of me was like, I do wonder how this relationship is going. You get the impression that Diane is actually pretty well off.
Yeah, I truthfully, I don't know how much longevity this relationship would have actually had if Charlotte wouldn't have been murdered by CW.
Right, yeah. And I just love that everything that CW has built is falling away almost immediately. Like, she's so distracted, she's not paying attention to any of her normal routines. Like, this guy already looks suspicious of her. She's been back in this small Parisian town for 2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the thing, like, it's an addict spiral. Like, she just can't help herself, and she's doing more and more things. Like, again, she killed her, but she doesn't need to be impersonating her at this point.
No, I mean, you just need to be like, you don't even need to pretend to be her. Just be like, throw the phone into the ocean, which is what she's going to do in a hot second.
Yeah, exactly.
But she can't stop herself.
That's the thing. Yeah, she can't help herself. So it's
also, she's on the computer, everybody.
Oh my God.
we have missed no less than 15, I'm sure. But just, I mean, I have been Diane in those moments where like, okay, I guess I'll go to bed.
Oh my God.
You're not even listening to me.
No,
right
I saw this video recently on Instagram where it was like, this is what happens when you're a gamer and in a marriage. Oh, by the way, this kind of cinematography, or this sequence, I think is
gorgeous.
Gorgeously shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, where it's like, oh, when you're married to a gamer and it's like, oh, your husband's been gaming for 8 hours, you go to the bedroom to just give a thumbs up, be like, hey, are we still married? Are we good? And the spouse is like, yeah, you're fine. Go back to your 8-hour gaming session.
Yeah, not gonna lie, sometimes it does feel that way for sure.
Oh no, it absolutely. I have literally experienced that moment multiple times in my marriage. I have wasted many an entire Saturday on a video game.
Oh sure, yeah.
But okay, yeah. So also, okay. So you put this note into our notes because I brought up another simple favor.
Right.
But the director also said that the Lizzie McGuire movie was a huge inspiration in terms of both the identity theft aspect, but also the girls riding mopeds around Europe. And
I died when I saw that quote.
I love it. Like, this is Lizzie McGuire right here.
It truly fucking does. If you had told me that was a secret Hilary Duff cameo,
Yes!
I would have believed you. But yeah, look at this. This is great.
I know. I was so... And truthfully, because I knew that Emily Tennant returned when I watched this movie, so that actually kind of looks like Blake Lively.
It does.
But
yeah.
I thought this was meant to be Madison.
I think you're meant to think that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it kind of looks like her, but it's not. It's not. I don't think it's her.
It's not. No.
Yeah. But yeah. So again, she's moving on from Charlotte. She has fully picked up her old habits this time.
Yeah. Which girl? What is the plan here?
I don't know.
You are immersed in this. I think I said this is a small quaint town. This is obviously not. This is Paris. But or maybe it's not. I don't know.
Whatever.
You know what? I need to travel back to France. Clearly,
I've never been to France, so it's fine. But this looks like a big enough city.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I mean, I'm happy in this moment where she throws the phone, by the way, because it feels like, okay, I'm freeing myself of my addiction. You know, she's made an active choice. I'm not going to have killed this other influencer. And then she comes back to discover, oh, too late. I've already torpedoed my entire life.
Yeah, and it's so unfortunate.
There's a sense of tragedy, especially in this first part. Like anything to do with Diane, I just feel really bad about.
Well, I mean, and again, like what we wind up doing with the Diane character and this film's commentary of sorts on AI, I think is actually one of the best, like, brilliant strokes about this movie.
Yeah, so Harder, when he was making the first film, he said, you know, it was kind of just on the rise of things like identity theft and deepfake, so he really wanted to incorporate that in. And then I think he said in some of these interviews, even by the time the first film came out, the technology had shifted and advanced so much more. So we thought when he was making this new film, where would this go? How would this actually work? And then also, how does it fit the trajectory of the two characters who survived the first film? So again, it makes this logical evolution of a fairly basic contained concept. And I love that he's just like, oh yeah, this is where the technology went, and it would make sense for CW to pursue it in that direction.
Well, and this isn't the first time I've seen like AI used in lieu of actually experiencing grief. I mean, I know you're a watcher of Matlock with Kathy Bates on CBS, and that show had a whole multi-episode arc about her speaking to an AI version of her dead daughter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I would prefer it if these texts would actually also address the implications of AI, because you know how much I fucking hate it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I am fascinated by this idea of I'm grieving and I use some kind of computer recreation so that I don't have to deal with my feelings. I find that fascinating. Distance myself from the AI-ness of it. But,
but I think that it's implicit that that's actually a very unhealthy thing to do. Like,
oh, God,
yeah. So, I mean, I think I don't need the film to tell me, hey, this is a bad use of AI. And, I mean, there are very many bad uses of AI. But
there's no good uses of AI.
But I don't need this film to preach to me when I can already glean like what it's trying to say based on the actions. So
absolutely. And the reality is that it's one small facet of this entire film. Like there's a really good moment when Madison ends up finding CW's lair and she discovers what she has done. And I think if nothing else, the AI confirms to us that CW's feelings for Diane are real, because even at this moment, you're like, okay, I see her tearing up, but then here we go, folks. We're about to kill our lover. I remember the first time I watched this, I thought, okay, she's not strangling her that hard. Surely she's just going to knock her out and disappear. And I was really mad at CW when I realized, you just fucking killed her. So everybody, take 2 for Diane.
Yeah, I think it's a thing. I mean, nothing in this first 26 minutes I found particularly surprising. Because if you've seen the first film, you know where this is going to go. But I think the surprise is, because I didn't know on a first viewing at this moment how genuine her feelings were for Diane. You know, I thought this was just a facade. And so I do love that as the film goes on, again, with that montage you mentioned earlier, that we will learn, these were genuine feelings. She really did love her. She still killed her.
Yeah.
And here we go, opening
folks,
credits.
We've got the opening credits. The other chug your drink rule, or, take a shot, was going to be when the credits play, because, of course, we get 2 sets of credits in this film. But no, here we go. So we'll just do a slow little creep around the apartment. Not gonna lie, this is lo-fi, and it looks very charming. Like, I would rent this house for a summer cottage.
So this is actually a really great transition, right? Because we learned that Diane was looking up Madison, and found out basically the entire thing. He was like, oh my god, this girl's stories are true. And this is how we shift perspective. So take 2 drinks again in just a second, as we shift to Madison's perspective.
Indeed. Okay, so remind me, what is it about Madison that you like so much?
Well, so what I like about the Madison character is, like, look, I am not a huge fan of influencer horror. Like, I think that I appreciate the satire, but a lot of times, a lot of these films just don't always work for me. And I'm thinking about films like Sissy, which I know people really liked, and I was lukewarm on. But I feel like a lot, because we're satirizing these influencers a lot, like, it's always the same type of role, right? Like a vapid, materialistic, kind of ditzy girl or boy. Right. And what I like about the Madison character is that Harder's first influencer film really added more nuance to the character, as did Emily Tennant in her performance. But I think the way that this character was written was so unexpected for me when I hear, oh, it's an influencer horror film. Like, she felt more fleshed out than most of these types of influence you see in these films.
Okay, yeah. I agree. I am higher on Sissy. That movie doesn't entirely work for me, but I actually think it's a better version of what a lot of really shit influencer films do. Yeah. Folks were kind of picking on it because it's the easiest title for us to remember, but there's a ton of like, I went into a barn with my GoPro camera and I'm trying to make $1 million. And you're just like, this looks like shit. You have nothing to say. You're just talking about how people online suck. And I do have to give credit to these 2 influencer films, because I do think that they're not just doing the, oh yeah, they're vapid. Oh yeah, they just want to make money and that kind of stuff. I'm not going to suggest that they're interrogating the entire concept, but they do look at how these people fit into society, and there are certain people who are naturally going to be attracted to them, but that there is a kind of artifice that makes them very susceptible to be preyed upon as much as maybe they are preying on other folks. Yeah. So I think it's an almost 2-pronged commentary. And then in this film, I don't think have read The Second Clown in a Cornfield book, have you? Okay, so, folks, it's a very different kind of text. The first film, the first film and the first book is a fairly conventional slasher book.
Right.
And then the second book actually deals with the fallout where the survivors are not believed and people target them and troll them and attack them online. So it's very similar to what we're experiencing here with Madison. And I kind of fucking love it because we do see this shit all the fucking time in real life.
Oh yeah, I mean, I felt so bad for her in this scene too, because it's like, because she keeps looking at this guy right here, and it's clear he was the one that got her on, but this is a trap. Like, they are, because
they're doing it for the publicity. Yeah, they're like, oh, we defended you, but now it doesn't add up. And I love that one guy looks slightly more empathetic, but he's not going to say anything because this is just good for the ratings, baby.
And I just feel so bad for Madison. She's changed her hair, so she's a redhead now instead of a blonde. And, we'll see that she's working in, like, a mall, which they exist still, apparently.
I mean, technically, there are malls that are still kicking around. Folks, we're talking about forbidden fruit, or we did last month. There we go. Yeah. I love the idea that we're still holding on to the idea of a mall existing.
But it still feels like a relic. Or even, again, if someone's working at a mall, it's like, how far have you fallen?
I mean, especially at her age. And, we don't know still a ton about Madison's background. Like in the first film, we learned that she was sort of plucked from obscurity by Ryan to become a model / influencer. So we don't know how educated she is, but she seems reasonably capable. Like, you would imagine that, quote unquote, she could do better than working in the mall.
I have to say, Joe, so everyone, like, this is calling back to our mini-sode on that first influencer film, but I said, oh yeah, like, CW buried the bodies of the two influencers she got before.
I know.
This film, just right now, yeah, Madison says, no, I found their bodies, I buried them. So you were right, I was wrong.
Well, part of me thought it doesn't make sense for CW to bury them. And then I think we agreed in that episode that she did it so that no one would stumble on the bodies until she was already off the island. And then it's like, well, that's your fucking problem. But I love that it conveys to us that Madison did it, which tells us that she is kind-hearted enough that she would have used what limited resources she had in terms of like food and energy to say, oh, these girls deserve a proper burial.
Yeah.
She's a good person.
We have another mention too of Becky Wilson. So Becky Wilson is like the owner of the book of the house Madison was staying at.
Yes.
CW was staying at in the first movie. But, if we get another mention here again of another Becky Wilson, and I'm like, oh, I kind of hope, and I don't think this is actually going to happen, but if we get a third film, I hope we get Becky Wilson, and it's
like an origin story, like the first mark, maybe.
I don't know if this is actually intentional, but I'm going to assume it is. That if Becky Wilson, if we cast Lulu Wilson in that role, because Lulu Wilson plays Becky in the Becky films.
No, too on the nose. No, I don't like it anymore. I love that these two guys are also smug as
they're terrible.
Like, very punchable faces, but...
And honestly, because, I mean, I really do hope we get a third movie, because this does feel like the middle chapter of a trilogy to me. But, like, it doesn't have... Because normally I feel like the middle chapter is, like...
saggy.
Yeah! Or it's the best one and the third one sucks.
Always a danger, for sure. I mean, as I said, one of the things I really like about this sequel... Oh, computer.
Yep.
Is that if people didn't know it was coming, then like you could watch the first film and sort of say, okay, self-contained, done and dusted. And then the second one comes out and it's not that it leaves you wanting, but it makes you realize they could do it again. Yeah. So I secretly hope that in like 2 years, randomly, we will just get an announcement that a third film was filmed in secret over a couple of months with 15 new people and... let's fucking go.
Well, and this is partly why y'all, because we're not getting paid by Shudder to do this. This is not like a sponsorship deal, but like...
I mean, Shudder, get in touch.
Yeah, we want all y'all to go watch this so we can get that third movie. It's selfish on our parts.
I will say, I think one promising angle, I didn't hear as much chatter because I think it was a mistake to release this in December.
Yeah,
it felt like there was no fanfare, and I was really disappointed by that. But... critical reviews. So we're looking at a 96% for this film.
Wow.
And that's up from 89 for the original. And even on Letterboxd, this is a 3 out of 5. Still too low in my opinion.
Yeah.
But it's up from a 2.9. So everybody apparently thinks that this film is better, which to me suggests, oh, Shudder, are you paying attention?
Yeah. So listeners, go watch this movie if you're just deciding to listen to this for some reason.
Yes, or bother anybody who we know who still works at Shudder.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think all the people we were connected to have moved on.
I think so. Yeah, it's been a while.
So one of the things that I like is typically when you do a recap of a first film, like you would do it right off the top. This film waited 26 minutes through the cold open, but then we actually get a very savvy, like, okay, let's do a podcast interview catch up. By the way, we're back on a computer.
Well, I love that she's like dead influencer. Like, did she go home every day and she just Googles dead influencer to see if there's a new one turned up?
Here's the thing. You don't Google it. You set a Google alert whenever there's a dead influencer that comes out. But like, I mean, her life, to be honest, does not look that different from mine when I lived in college. I was just going to school. But there's something so sad about all of this, right? Like, it's not even that she's survived and no one believes her. It's that she survived, no one believes her. She's being continually harassed and her life just seems small and sad. Like, she has no friends.
She is in hiding. And again, like, so she just gets a phone call from some stranger who called her a lying cunt and they know where she lives. So I can't even imagine the stress and the trauma you must be going through. Well, you're she's like... And it's because of this podcast, unfortunately. So, like,
yeah,
really
it just basically reignited. She thought it was going to help her, and instead, it's actually just reignited everything, made it all worse again.
She's been redoxed, and like she's not safe. Like, and it's not even just these are just idle threats, because she's about to get another phone call from someone pretending to be a pizza delivery guy who's waiting outside her building.
Just come down and talk to me.
Oh, honestly, like that. Like, again, I don't think these movies are particularly scary, but like that moment, I was like, oh god, like it was like the personal shopper ghost texting conversation.
Oh god, yeah, right.
But yeah.
Just phones. Phones as weapons, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just really empathize with Madison. I really like this character.
See, I feel like I back when we first started doing the podcast and we were both, I think, a little clueless. Like, we kind of thought we were going to get, thousands of downloads on the very first day.
We were green.
And it took us a while to kind of find our footing. But I think we maybe for a hot second thought we were going to become famous, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we become famous to a certain select group of people who appreciate what we do. And we have really come to value the community that we have. But we're not recognizable figures. But I think I always thought, oh, wouldn't it be exciting to just have your phone blow up because you went viral? And then you see stuff like this. Oh, computer again.
Yep.
And the answer is no. No, I never, ever want to go viral. I never want to be in someone's search history.
Yeah, it's a thing where, we started this podcast in 2019. So I was 32 years old. And back then, I was like, I would love to be famous. I would love to go viral. I would love to be known by everybody. And now it's very much nope. I think we're both fairly open about ourselves and our personal lives on the show. Sure. But at the same time, I don't want to be doxxed.
No. I mean, here's the reality. We probably never would because we're men and we're white. And
oh, no. Don't say that because then someone's going to be like, I'll show you fuckers.
I'll show you motherfuckers. You think you're untouchable? I will say, the women in this movie tend to make pretty rash decisions, right? We saw a lady in the opening whose name I can't remember because she's not really a character, just kind of offed herself because it all got too much. And it's kind of fun to think, fun. It's interesting to think about that's how the movie opened and that's how she dealt with it. Whereas Madison says, okay, I need to reclaim control of my life. So she just gets on a fucking plane and says, okay, I'm going to turn Giallo private investigator for the rest of the film and see if I can figure this out.
Yeah, Giallo private investigator. It's a great way to describe it. And look, I know, people are always like, well, people never go to the bathroom. It's so unrealistic. I'm always like, I don't ever think that, but I'm always like, where's she getting this money from for this fucking Paris? Again, maybe she saved up some money from her influencer days, but I know she's not getting the money for this from that mall job.
No, and she certainly didn't make any money off of sponsorship deals after doing the podcast because... Yeah, I think I always read this as she blew out her savings to be like, well, my life is kind of fucked anyway, so I might as well try to track this woman down so that I can at least get my reputation back.
And I love this for an arc for this character and for this movie in general. Because I knew this character was coming back, but I didn't know how she was going to play a part. So I love that she's really given a lot more agency in this film because she has more screen time. We're not missing her for an hour.
And I will say, I like that she's doing this because she wants that control and that agency. And she seems more confident, right? Like here, she's traveling alone. She's not feeling sad and missing Ryan and posting, kind of semi-pathetic stories about it.
Drink for this computer, by the way.
Thank you. But she's also not so markedly different. Like, we're going to get to a fight scene at the end of this movie. And I think that it's an okay fight scene, but it's not polished. Like, she hasn't been taking Taekwondo lessons in anticipation of meeting CW and beating the shit out of her. Like, she's still scrappy and unpolished. And, she's better than she was in the first film, but she's just a different version of the same character.
Yeah, no, I love the fact that the fight's so messy. It's the equivalent of the goddamn trailer fight in Kill Bill Volume 2.
I wouldn't say it's that polished even, but yes.
Well, oh god,
it's everything at your disposal. You got to put everything into it because otherwise you might just end up dead.
I do love how she found out because she looked at Charlotte's Instagram, saw her check into this chateau, then clicked the location to see anyone else that tagged themselves there. Again, CW is so sloppy. Oh yeah, Madison is very smart, but you would think that CW would be smarter in that regard.
Well, she's off her game, Trace.
Yeah.
She's just trying to be out there living her life. You know what? It's like that, these people living in the moment, not a phone in sight kind of meme.
I think it's a thing, though, where it's like, I don't question how CW got off the island, but I do question why she wouldn't go after Madison to tie up her one remaining loose end.
It seemed to me, and we'll get a bit of a glimpse into this when we get to the Diane montage, because we do see CW looking Madison up, or at least looking up reports of what happened after she got off the island. I think she fully thought that Madison was either going to go to jail or that she would be almost forced into submission. Like, girl, this isn't going to go your way, so you just need to lead a quiet life, which is really what Madison has been doing for the last year.
Yeah.
It seemed like she tried to clear the air, and then she was let go from Thailand so that she could come home. And ever since then, she's basically been working that mall job and doing nothing. By the way, computer. But, yeah, I mean, I'm impressed with Madison in this film. I wouldn't have expected that she would be able to pull some of this stuff off.
I know. And, you know, I mean, because I wouldn't say that she teams up with CW by the end of this movie, but they are kind of working together independently for the same common goal of killing this cuck influencer guy.
Okay, so low-key, you already mentioned another simple favor, and I couldn't help but think a little bit of Killing Eve when I was watching this.
Yeah.
And if CW and Madison end up falling into a Hannibal-esque romantic, we're fucked up but we belong together relationship in the third film, I would be so down for it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would need to...
You're like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
No. It's not that I'm opposed to it, but I would need Harder to do some pretty good screenwriting to convince me that Madison would willingly team up with CW. Unless it was, again, like, hey, we are both going to die, so we have to work together.
Yeah. It just feels like these two can't help but escape each other's... Well, they're trying to escape each other's orbit and they can't get out. And it's like, well, maybe they're just resigned to the fact that they belong together.
Well, and I think that's, you know, because Killing Eve, it's like, oh, Eve wasn't... Or Eve, oh my God, Villanelle was not doing all of this stuff to Eve. You know, she didn't strand her on an island, at least in that first season. But whereas I feel like Madison, like, you know, she's got a bone to pick with CW about what she did to her in that first movie.
Right. Yes, but I mean, don't we work out our issues by the end of this film?
Do we?
You don't think so?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I do. But okay, so we have learned by using the phone, everybody, that there's a connection to Bali. So, I mean, it's a bit of a shame that she couldn't have figured out who Diane was before she spent a bunch of money to come to this Parisian
Chateau.
south of France chateau place. But folks, yeah, let's move over to Indonesia. And of course, this is where the bulk of the rest of the film will be set. And I have to say, kudos to whoever found all of the houses for both films, because the house porn trace.
Yeah. Do we want to say that we are shifting perspective here?
Absolutely.
All right,
yes.
Take 2 sips. And yeah, this is, I think, when the film was really, when I was like, oh, wait, where are we going now with this?
Oh, yeah, where is this going? It's not just going to be about Madison and CW, apparently, because we're entering the manosphere, Trace. He's on a computer, everybody, if you want to take another drink. What do we think of this character? So this is Jacob Sullivan, played by Jonathan Whitesell.
I have to really credit the casting department, because Whitesell is like, he looks the part of this type of character. Right? Yeah, he has such a smug smile, and he's, I mean, again, all of this, I'm just like, oh, I fucking hate you.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually, I mean, I wouldn't say he's a fully fleshed out character, but I do think that the film gives him, again, a bit more layers, not unlike what we do with Madison in that first movie, to where he's not just a one-dimensional, you know, alt-right piece of shit. I mean, he is that, but... He
is that. Well, he's putting on airs, right? Because as we come to understand it, he's much more this... I'm hesitant or loath to say conventional influencer. He's a different kind of influencer, along with his girlfriend Ariana, who of course we recognize from the cold open. So it's like, oh, okay.
We know she's gonna die.
Yeah, we have to figure out what prompted that. Their relationship is obviously very dysfunctional, or they think they have found a way to make it work, and we will complicate that as the film progresses.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, because I was like, oh, alt-right stuff, how is she alt-right? But if she'll go on like a tirade later about, I want to say like the gender wars or something, and I'm like, oh, you're an evil bitch.
Yeah, like I would actually argue she's maybe worse than
I think so.
He is.
Yeah.
Because she also seems to be directing him in terms of, this is how you need to grow the platform, you need to go even further right, you need to get these guys to do your dirty work, because this is where the clicks are and that kind of stuff. And I think to me, this is actually the more predatory evil side than like Madison and Jessica in the first film. They were what, shilling makeup products?
Yeah, they were shallow.
And that
like,
kind of shit.
They weren't bad people.
Yeah, whereas these two are actively bad people. And the fact that we don't really get a good sense of how Ariana actually feels, because I would argue she's the least developed character in the entire film.
For sure.
But like, we learn that Jacob doesn't believe any of this shit. And we've got his friend here, Cameron, who's played by Dylan Playfair, who basically says, ever since you took up with her, you've just adopted this fake persona. So like, he's doing awful shit online for money.
Yeah.
And to me, that is the worst kind of influencer.
And I do think, though, I think that has a lot of air of truth to it, into our reality, you know? Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm spouting all this shit, but it's a persona, right? I'm playing a character because I get paid a lot of money to do this. And that's shitty and scary, but it is true.
Oh, it's so fucking true. And unfortunately, we're living through it because people did this kind of shit, and that's how we got to our current political moment.
Yeah. But thank God he is in the same club as Madison.
Yes, yeah. I mean, some of this is definitely a little bit, I'm loath to say the word convenient because all stories rely on a certain level of it. But I do kind of love how you think, why is this guy in this movie? And then you realize, oh, he just gets sucked into this vendetta between Madison and CW, and they both ultimately end up using him.
Oh, yeah. Again, independently of one another. Like, they're not, like, working together to get this done.
Well, I don't think CW would have ever used him, except for the fact that when she realizes that's her easiest way to get to Madison, it's like, oh, okay, well, I can play this motherfucking idiot because he's stupid. I will say, this kind of makes me want to go to Bali. It looks beautiful, but also very hot. But then I don't want to go to clubs and do this kind of stuff.
You know, I'm not much of a club goer anymore. Like my club going days are kind of like, they've dwindled in my 30s. But I feel like if I'm in a place like this, like if I'm on in vacation mode, like I could be convinced to go to a club.
Okay.
I would love to go to Bali. I would love to go to the Maldives. But the problem is, like, a lot of, like, because these are over in like the Asian side of the world.
Yes.
It's much more expensive for us North Americans to go there, which is why we get like the Caribbean and Mexico and things like that, and South America even. But these types of destinations are much more common and affordable for people that live in, say, Europe or Australia.
Oh, for sure. I mean, every single person I worked with when I lived in Australia, it was like, oh yeah, they went to Bali for Christmas or for spring break and that kind of stuff because it was so cheap.
Well, because I did Bora Bora for my honeymoon 10 years ago, and like, because I really wanted to be in one of those overwater bungalows. And the two big destinations for that are, the French Polynesia, so Bora Bora, Tahiti, things like that, or the Maldives, which is south of India. And basically, it's like, oh, if you're in the United States, you go to Bora Bora or Tahiti. Right. If you're in Europe, you go to the Maldives. But the Maldives are better than Bora Bora.
Okay, good to know.
Anyway, that's my vacation lesson for the day.
Everyone, now you have your destination recommendations.
Hey, Bora Bora was fantastic, by the way. I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on my honeymoon. Bora Bora was fantastic.
I think you showed me pictures and it looked gorgeous. And
it was amazing.
So, yeah. I will say there is something attractive, though, about the idea of being like someone from North America who can go over... And maybe this is like predatory and colonizing, but the idea that you could just go over to a country like this and find yourself in a completely different income bracket. Like, you can make your money stretch so much further, probably because it's at the expense of the local population and so on. But I mean, I can't deny that the place is gorgeous and I would love to live here for like a month and just like, oh yeah, Trace, let's program nothing but streaming movies so I don't have to go to the theater and I'll just live in opulence.
Yeah.
He's on the computer, everybody.
He sure is. I mean, honestly, y'all, that drinking game, that rule, whew, boy, good luck.
I regret it immediately.
Hey, but we're getting better about spotting it now.
Are we?
I think so. But yeah, this house, this is amazing. I didn't really comment on your house porn comment earlier, but you're right. Like, house porn all over the place in this movie.
Because initially I thought, oh, okay, so is he at the gym here or is this his own house? And the answer is like, yes, it could be either. It could be both. But even just the idea of having it open air, like when we get to CW's place, which kind of looks like a big tree house, there don't appear to be walls on one side and you can just leave it open to the elements. And I think, Yeah, that is kind of a perfect work-life balance.
Yes, just a little bit. I also think even too with the division of the runtime, like it's 26 minutes following CW, about 23 minutes following Madison.
Okay.
And now we're here, which and that's the thing, the first movie was like it was like each act we were following a different person, and this one adds more components to it.
Yeah. I like these kinds of bits where, as I said, we don't really get a ton of this character, Ariana, but we see the ease with which she will do things to get whatever she wants, and how it's not connecting with Jacob. Like if you told me that Jacob was the Madison to her Ryan, I would believe you.
I mean, I think, honestly, that's an intentional parallel on Harder's part with his screenplay. It's just that, Jacob is a piece of shit where Madison was not.
Right. I also feel like it's a bit of a strategic choice to have our first real racialized character in the franchise in Ariana, because it'd be easy to say all of these influencers are white, but the reality is that... yeah, there's a bunch of people who are making money online and a bunch of people who aren't always doing great things online for money.
And how wonderful that he is at the same eating facility that the CW shows up at.
Yeah, this was one of those things where I said, how big or small is Bali? But then I realized it might be this is where people of a certain income bracket or people who are living a certain type of lifestyle might go, right?
He's so dumb, by the way. Like,
he's so fucking stupid because he doesn't believe what Madison has told him. So he's on the phone, everybody, if you want to take your drink. But he's just casually interrogating CW because he doesn't believe she's a real killer. I love that she has the wherewithal to look like, what are you talking about? I don't know how much of this is her performance as, I didn't realize someone random was going to be confronting me with this.
Right. Well, because I think what she'll tell him later about Madison is when she's really just describing herself is she's a chameleon. And again, that is where Naud's like really good performance comes in, because this movie gives you more on CW than the first film did. But again, as you said, you still don't really know all the time, like, when is she telling the truth or not. The only truth that I see is in that montage we'll get for Diane later.
Yes.
But yes, she's caught off guard here, and she's reading him to now figure out, okay, well, what is my next play? How am I going to play this? What type of character am I going to be for him?
Yeah. I will say these films, in addition to making the country look beautiful, Thailand in the first film, Bali here, I think that Harder finds a way to make overhead shots, like establishing shots, less familiar and just kind of, oh God, been here, done that. There was a period where you and I complained frequently about the
drone shots.
Drone shots, but also like where we flip the image upside down so everything looks mysterious. We got it in Midsommar, we got it in
Evil Dead, I think.
Candyman, yeah. And here's the thing, I'm still a slut for it. I'm still going to like it every time you do it, but it doesn't feel novel anymore. But I feel like Harder does a good job of using his like really extreme, like almost bird's eye view overhead shots. Like, they serve a purpose. They're also just gorgeous, and they work as transitions very well.
Okay, so yes, here is the intro. So we are hearing Diane's voice speaking to CW in this moment.
Were you fooled by this?
I don't know if I would say I was fooled, but I was definitely like, wait a minute. Like,
right.
What?
It gave you pause.
Yeah. Because I guess I thought for sure she was dead. So I was like, well, what are we doing?
Yeah, I thought, okay, well, maybe she's not fully dead. Maybe we have found a way to resuscitate this relationship. And then I'm like, no, bitch, that doesn't make any sense. What are you thinking?
Yeah. And again, I think that CW even doing this by having, Diane be an AI thing that she has a personality into, like, this actually tells you a lot about CW.
Yes.
And I love that. But yeah, we don't save this reveal. We know right here. Here you go.
Yeah. And the movie is basically halfway-ish done.
Yeah.
So sad. Okay, so CW is on her phone, and she's now going to go into investigation mode. Who the fuck was that guy? And I love that, we saw Madison do it by using pictures and kind of geotagging, reverse image searching and that kind of stuff. But she ultimately got lucky by getting a hold of Diane's mother, who said Bali, right?
Right.
And I love that CW, by virtue of having this all-knowing AI girlfriend, but also just like all she needs to do is find a street view or like show me a picture of a white dude with dark hair around this age. Go. Like, her tech is just so much better.
Also, so Madison has completely scrubbed any information about her off of the internet.
Yeah, she's complete. Well, here's the thing. You would definitely still find old stories. You would find news stories. You would find old pictures and stuff. But yeah, like the idea that she has gone completely offline off all social media. Yeah, I would 100% buy that.
Yeah. Also, I watching this a second time with this, all these guys, I was like, oh, I saw Jacob's face in that before we stopped. I was like, oh, that's really good eyesight for me.
Yeah. I mean, he did turn up a couple of times, so clearly there's a finite number of douchey looking white men hanging around this area.
Yeah.
I love those kinds of things though, because you just have to imagine that in a film of this size, those are probably family, friends, members from the crew who are just like, oh, okay, I'll put my face into the montage.
Yeah.
Back on the phone.
I'm just like, so
this
much
is smart to me. She looks for the person with no image and no followers. And it's like, oh, I know you have to be on social media, but obviously you're never going to put your face or name on there.
Yeah, I guess Madison should have put up a fake picture and stuff, but...
Right, yeah. Although as someone who's already had her identity compromised, maybe she didn't want to do that to somebody else.
Entirely possible, yeah. So, I mean, honestly, we're switching perspectives again. So now we're really following CW for this next stretch.
Yeah, so folks, if you want to double drink again, I would say, yeah, we're going to follow CW for the next little bit. And I love that she's back incognito mode because she's got the hat on. This is fun, though. This is giving classic, face off, Heat, like, where's my primary antagonist? We see each other, like, recognize us like, oh, I see you, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, movies like this are almost dangerous because they can show people how to find people online like this.
I have thought about that. I mean, it always makes me think how much of myself I share. Like, I used to do a lot of checking in on Facebook in a certain day and age where it's like, I would go to a place and I would check in and I realized I'm literally giving people
a roadmap,
an idea of, yeah, it's like, I've been to all these places. These are common places I go to. Or if you were following me and looking at that moment, you could easily be like, I can get there within a certain period of time. And that's pretty scary.
Very much so. But yeah, we have our first meeting, or not meeting, but like eye lock between CW and Madison an hour into this movie.
Yeah, pretty good. I would say the pacing feels right at this time. I think if you were watching this for the first time, you'd probably still be a little bit, what is the Jacob angle here? How is this going to work? But then you already see, oh, okay, we're on the computer, everybody. He's doing bullshit stories trying to drum up interest in who Madison is. And you're like, oh, okay, that's our way in.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I absolutely did balk at this runtime because I was like, oh, that's,
why is it so much longer?
Yeah, when the first movie's 90 minutes and this one's an hour and 50, I was like, why is it 20 minutes longer? But yeah, I don't think, I have no issues with the pacing of this movie at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my God. Something about this guy's Cheshire-sized grin, too. Yeah. He's got an enormous mouth, and you think, I kind of want to punch you.
Like, he reminds me so much of a certain actor, and I cannot think of it off the top of my head, but I feel like it's like someone from, like, the 90s or something. But yeah, I mean, this guy just looks the part. Again, kudos to the casting department.
Yeah, I can't imagine working on this movie for nearly 5 months, because they did film, as you said, in multiple countries with a very small crew. Like, so much of this is handheld, it's quick, it's dirty. Like, apparently they were constantly just on the move trying to get stuff, and you're fighting weather. And it makes sense that you would keep it very tight and contained in terms of the number of people working on it. But it just seems like such a big film for how much, like, for how few people actually contributed to it.
And I think the international locations, they really contribute to that. Also, I love that he's calling people wage cucks. And she takes a freeze frame from his video and uses the computer to look for a street view that matches what's on his phone. I mean, wild. Yeah, again, like this overhead shot here, like that transition was great.
Yeah, see? So just to sort of circle back to the number of people who worked on the film, as you said, it's about 15. One of the things that I really respect Harder for saying is that he's like, I'm an independent filmmaker. Like, he makes low budget movies and he recognizes that. And in either this Hollywood Reporter article or the Forbes article that I read, we'll link to both, he mentioned that he was constantly told, or he heard friends of his who are also filmmakers being told, basically, you know, rent an apartment, film with 2 people, try not to have too many special effects. That's the only way you can make low budget movies. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I actively wanted to rebel against that. So that's part of the reason why he made these 2 influencer films abroad, is he wanted to prove that you can do it for a respectable amount. Like, he never names the budget, but you got to think it's pretty lowish. But he wanted to prove you could do it and still have it look good and still, you know, compete with the biggies and so on.
Mission accomplished, man.
Yeah. Like, if you told me that this movie cost $30 million,
I would believe you. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. There's no, I bet you it's under 10.
I bet you it's under 10. Yeah. 100%.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
This is so smart. She just plays on stupid men.
Egos. It's all ego. I actually, I think what I was saying in the minisode on influence, I kept saying, oh, she was appealing to narcissism, which is kind of true, but definitely appealing to ego, which is kind of one and the same, but still.
Yeah.
Because not everyone has an ego. Not everyone has narcissism.
And then, I mean, I do wonder if maybe they got some tourism kickback from Bali. Like, please show our nighttime festivals, our street food, our bar scene, this kind of stuff.
Entirely possible. I mean, yeah. Again, see, actually, I would be more inclined to go to a club than I would this party.
Oh, really?
I don't know why.
I think I would kind of like this because it looks like there's places where you could sit, there's bars, there's a light show if you don't really want to talk to people.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
there's
it is.
Murderers who just walk up and talk to you.
Okay, so she's figured out the character she's playing. She is playing the innocent, naive victim.
I think this is so smart because she basically just pivots to make Madison sound like the psycho. And then, as you said, yeah, she just has to describe herself and say, that's who Madison is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, these guys are like, oh, wow, this poor girl. Although I will say I'm impressed later on when Jacob kind of realizes that both women were playing him. He definitely comes to the realization a little bit too late, but he's not as dumb as we maybe thought he was, which is another good subversion.
Because we are led to believe really this entire time that he is on CW's side. He believes her about Madison, but we do get the reveal that no, he was actually working with Madison to get CW. But then, of course, you know, he thinks Madison killed his girlfriend, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I thought that was actually a really clever reveal where I was like, oh, did not expect that from him. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Cameron is also a good character to contrast with because he is exactly what you expect him to be and no smarter. And I mean, it reinforces to us that, oh, this is the kind of man who would definitely invite CW back to his house, having just met her at a pool party.
Yeah.
So we can do coke. And you're like, yeah, that could get you into trouble. You don't know who this person is.
No. Well, that's actually get a really cool, like, under the table shot when she does a line. And I was like, oh, because, you know, when actors do, like, quote unquote cocaine in a movie, it's not obviously real cocaine. And I'm always like, oh, like, do you really want something up your nose like that? So normally they hide it. You see them do the sniffing motion, but you don't see the powder go up. And Harder's like, no, we're going to show this shit. And we just see her snorting all this powder.
Yep, just under the glass cocaine snort. Here we go. Right there. See, another beautiful overhead shot.
Yeah.
Ugh, that pool. See, I think that's what I want. I
rectangular
want
pool?
This, not like the swim up bar, but the personal pool where you just go from inside to outside and just hop in the water. It sounds great.
Yeah. Well, we got to get these people out. So yeah, we can. This is the scene. So she's basically like describing herself, but Madison.
Yes.
She's like a chameleon. Yep.
Yeah, and I love that, once again, these movies have trained us to be suspicious of everybody because they so frequently cause us to reevaluate what we initially thought of people. So with CW at this point, we kind of feel like we have a good read on her, right? You know, she's untrustworthy. If she's saying something to someone, particularly someone like Jacob, you don't believe anything that she's saying. She's doing it to get him on her side or to use him in some capacity. But with Jacob, it's like, I think these scenes do help us to illustrate what are we Like, what are we to take from this? How much of this is he believing? How savvy is he really?
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, is like Jacob does wind up being a bit smarter than I would give him credit for, because I think that Harder is intentionally using our preconceived notions of, again, alt-right cuck douchebags.
Yes.
And again, he doesn't really have a redemptive arc. Like, there's nothing about this character that's particularly redemptive, but he is smarter than I gave him credit for.
Right, yeah. Because, folks, what we're seeing is CW very nearly put the moves on him, and you think, well, as soon as she gets him into bed, he's done for. But, you know, we just got interrupted by Cameron, and then we're going to take the action upstairs. And I will confess, the first time I watched this movie, I was legitimately surprised at how their interaction plays out.
Well, because that's the thing. So, yeah, so he's going to reject her in this moment, and it's because he really, really, really loves Ariana, and we'll get
which is wild, because how could you love someone like her?
Well, and but see that's the thing, where, because I mean, again, like cuckism, being a cuck,
yes, it's a king,
it's a king, yeah. And so I think that you see that dynamic that plays out in their sex life, in their day-to-day life as well. Like, that's, like, she very clearly wears the pants in this family, and he gets off on that. So
yes,
it's a thing where it's like, yeah, it's not exactly a relationship dynamic that I fully understand, but it is a genuine. Like, and I mean, I guess the only thing is, though, do we think that Ariana feels the same way about him? And we don't know the answer.
We
to
don't
that
know.
question.
We just don't know enough about her, because she's truly not in this movie enough. We know enough about her to understand how Jacob behaves, because he's the character who's actually important to the narrative.
Right.
Yeah. Sidebar, Cassandra Naud's body is fucking banging. And some of the outfits that she wears in this movie, like, I'm just like, damn, girl.
Harder shows it off in both movies. Because remember, she's got that faux sex scene in the first movie with Ryan, too.
Which I like that we kind of do a variation here, right? Like, we haven't really been talking about it, folks, but there's so many moments that feel like we're meant to process what we're seeing on screen in the sequel based on how it played out in the first film.
Yeah.
But they're never so showy that it feels like we're just aping what worked in the first film. Like, it's very much, if you know, you know, and I just really fucking like it. I wish more sequels would treat its audience with a level of respect like this. You know, oh, you're going to get this, but also if you don't, it doesn't matter.
Well, and I guess that the only negative side effect that has is if people don't know this is a sequel and they're watching it, they're kind of like, okay.
Okay, well, with that in mind, then, let's have the conversation that you and I had offline. Is this title good? Because I feel like it's actually very appropriate. But yeah, I mean, naming your sequel Influencers doesn't tell people this is Influencer 2.
Yeah.
And influencer horror is such a fucking, like, it's almost a subgenre unto itself at this day and age. So is the film getting lost in the wayside because people don't know it's a sequel, don't know that the first film is actually good because it's so generic?
So my gut response is, yeah, that's a mistake, because, yeah, people, like, aren't, like, you're not, it's the wrong way to market the movie. However, given how many people we've seen have watched this movie without seeing the first movie, without even knowing that it's a sequel, maybe it's actually a boon for the film, where it's like, hey, because people don't feel like they have to, quote unquote, do homework by watching the first movie, or because they don't know it exists.
Right.
We're actually getting more viewers for this movie because people don't realize it's a sequel. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Shudder doesn't ever tell us its viewing metrics, so we don't actually know how popular these films are. But, you know, this is a Shudder original. I guess they've got a lot more of them in this day and age than maybe even when the first film came out. So I'd be curious to know, are these movies just getting lost in the shuffle? Do people still pay attention to that kind of stuff? And I truly don't know. Like, I don't know how many of our colleagues or my friends have watched these two films.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all I can go off of is Letterboxd and how many of my mutuals have logged it, which I will say, yeah, there's like, I would say probably about half of my mutuals have watched this or logged this compared to the first film.
Oh, really?
But again, maybe that's the thing. It's like, oh, people that watch the first movie are watching this movie, but again, we're getting new viewers who haven't seen the first movie, so it's just a completely different audience. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so CW has broken into Jacob and Ariana's house, and she's up to some shenanigans.
Yeah, I did like that scene. I don't understand how the tech works, but this idea that she fried his phone so that he can't use it, I was like, ooh. That's deceptive.
I mean, yeah, with any of this stuff, I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Like, this can happen.
For sure. It seems believable enough, and I'm such a Luddite that I wouldn't know otherwise, that I will just go along with it. But yeah, folks, she's on his computer inserting some kind of malware that will allow her to access his camera. And we're also going to check out some dirty videos soon,
some
Trace.
private folders. It is treated as it's folder 1. It's so maybe that's why she's drawn to it, because it's such a generic name. But
it's a lot of videos.
Well, and truthfully, I was kind of like, I mean, look, because here's the thing. Like,
how bad do you think this is? Part of me thinks if they weren't alt-right, would this be as bad? Because part of me is like, I mean, we'll have Cameron make a joke in a little bit where he says, I've never seen someone's career suffer because of a leaked sex tape. And I thought to myself, not in this day and age.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing was like, nothing about this is salacious other than the fact that, yeah, they are filming themselves having sex and it gets released. Mm-hmm. But like, if it's the actual cuckism of it all, I'm like, again, that is just a kink people have. But because you're alt-right, super conservative shitheads, like this isn't good for your brand.
Yeah, not when he's saying, women, who fucking cares about them, a certain manhood.
That works.
And that kind of stuff. That would absolutely torpedo his brand. But do I believe he could just pivot into the cucking community and probably make a good amount of money? Absolutely.
Probably, yeah. Well, she's dead now. Also, this outfit that she is wearing.
I mean, I'm not a body image person. People know I have issues. And the confidence it would take to wear something like this. I mean, this is red lace. You can practically see her hoo-ha.
I was going to say, it's like she's got like a landing strip of underwear covering her hoo-ha. And
yes.
I was like, I mean, yeah, it could just pop out.
Mm-hmm. I will say I'm most impressed with CW's ability to pivot in this particular moment. Maybe she did have this cover story cooked up after she left Jacob, but she just goes right into knowing what is going to allow her to walk out of here without getting the police called on her. Like,
yeah.
Oh, do you want to know if I fucked him? That's enough.
Mm-hmm. Which I guess maybe that does show that Ariana does have feelings for.
I was thinking that.
Because if he did fuck someone else, that is a breaking of their rules, as we understand them based on what the film has shown us. And so, yeah, she seems genuinely hurt by that.
She does. It's true.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're back at home in the treehouse, and we're going to take our stolen videos. Why do you think she chooses to upload this? Is it just that she's like, fuck these influencers. I hate influencers. I'm just going to torpedo their lives? Because technically what she wanted is what she's doing right now. She's getting Madison's number. She's able to lure her out into the open so she can take care of her.
Well, because she's texting her as Jacob. She's texting her as Jacob. That's yes. But yeah, so it's like, what's the point of having the camera feed too?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was just, she needs the camera so that she can see when Madison shows up the next day, because she's trying to get her to come early before Jacob wakes up. But then here we're just saying, okay, I'm also going to ruin this guy's life.
Oh, I mean, yeah, she wastes no time uploading just one of these videos, which I'm like, there's a bunch in there. You can just upload them all. But and I love, she's looking at this picture of Diane like, I'm doing this all for you.
A little bit like, okay, well, I can't be with you anymore. So here we go, folks. We're changing perspective again. Technically, we're sticking with CW, but we are 1 year earlier. And we're led to believe that this is immediately after she escaped from the island, because that's why she's got the black eye, because that's where Madison hit her.
Right, yes. Okay.
So she immediately leaves Thailand, comes to Paris, and then she will make her new life.
That's the thing, too. I'm like, if you're, like, again, presumably a wanted fugitive with, again, a really good police sketch artist sketch out there of you, it's like, would you want to go to, like, one of the biggest and most famous cities in the world? Like, I would maybe want to go to, like, a smaller town that doesn't have that much tourism.
Yeah, part of me was like, did she look up which countries have extradition?
Oh, maybe.
In case something happens? I don't know. But yeah, it's either that or you go to a place with so many people where you can just blend in. I mean, in this day and age, in terms of CCTV footage and the other stuff,
right.
I think I would still opt to go to a smaller place.
Just not as
But
fun.
I wonder if the impetus is, there's so many people, no one would ever spot me.
I could see that, but I do think that is where Cassandra Naud's birthmark comes into play, where it's such a distinctive feature. And again, given that police sketches up, I mean, I guess maybe it's just the police. It's something the FBI is like most wondering, so she's not having like international authorities look for her, but still.
Right. And I think it also benefits her that it seems that Madison isn't able to fully convince most people. So I don't know that people are actually looking for the girl with the birthmark because she becomes something of an urban legend instead.
Right, yeah.
So maybe she doesn't have to worry about hiding, and that's why she can, just be out checking out girls in cafes.
It's a minor quibble. It's a suspension of disbelief issue. And I mean, ultimately, like, is it really that much of a sticking point to me? Not really, but I do wonder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will say one of the things I like about this sequel is that the birthmark only comes into play when Jacob needs to be able to recognize her in Bali, and the rest of the time we don't comment on it ever.
Yeah.
It's just, like, it's not a plot point in this film.
Yeah, I like that as well. But yeah, it's like their before sunrise sequence.
Oh, yes. And I'm not going to lie, actually. Now that you've said it, Lisa Delamar does kind of look a
Franca
little bit.
Potente. Is it
No.
Franca? No, it's not Franca Potente. It's Julie Delpy. Oh my God,
Julie
Delpy. Thank you.
I was like, you're talking German and not.
Oh right. Oh boy. Yeah. Don't do that.
Okay, so folks, we're in the middle of the romantic montage, and this, I think some people would look at this and say, how much of this do we actually need to understand? You know, we've got the AI Diane that tells us how much CW actually loved her. I love this sequence. To me, this is one of the most integral bits of this sequel.
Yeah, and I mean, again, right here, I believe this is Diane saying, like, I don't want to be lied to. I've been hurt before. I just want to be able to be honest. And so, I mean, and I think this, if you were not convinced by the genuineness of CW's feelings for Diane, this does cement it.
This sells it.
And I think it does it adds an air of tragedy to the CW character that the first one didn't have, because
Agreed.
Because you're like, oh, like, she really is trying to make this work. She just has a compulsion or an addiction that she is struggling with. It just that happens to be stealing people's identities and killing them.
Yeah, just a tiny little one, unfortunately. Here's the thing. I'm going to blame all of this on Georgina Campbell, because if Charlotte hadn't have fucking torpedoed the romantic weekend... No, I don't believe that for a second. I believe that CW would have found somebody.
If it wasn't Charlotte, it was going to be someone else.
100%. Yeah, it's the sad reality. I think at one point when she's faux describing Madison to Jacob, CW will say, she's a psychopath. And I thought, oh, girl, let's self-diagnose ourselves, shall we?
Because if we get a third one, I would actually kind of love it if we went Silence of the Lambs and had CW already in jail, and Madison had to work with her to, like, find another influencer serial killer or something.
Okay. I'm going to say no to that because it's a little ridiculous.
No, but that's the thing. I mean, like, I think that what I like about this movie is it does add an air of ridiculousness to it, specifically in, like, the final 20 minutes, that I really appreciate, and I would not say no to this film going further into ridiculousness.
I will say one of the elements that I appreciate that both films, but this film more specifically does comment on, is how these girls can get away with things because they are deceptively small and they don't look particularly strong. And it's like, that does not mean that these bitches will not stab you to death.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I think a lot of people say, oh, well, you couldn't be a female murderess. You know, they don't have the rage, they don't have the capacity or whatever. And these films definitely say, oh, no, women will 100% prey on each other. But also, if you get in their way, they will stab you.
Yeah, I mean, see last month's episode on the aforementioned forbidden fruits.
Right, yeah. So this moment of the montage, we're at a family dinner, and we will come to learn that CW does speak French, but I'm not sure she does in this moment. And this reads awkward to me. Like, she's not sure she can fit in with an everyday life. That's why Diane actually grabs her arm here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I wonder if there is this feeling for her that she can't be true to herself because, what am I trying to say?
Well,
basically, she can't hide who she really is, right? Because this transition where we see, oh, I've accidentally killed the person I love, because the performance was actually me trying to be normal and fit in with everybody.
Yeah, I think that moment is, it's her questioning herself, right? Like saying, like, this is fake. This is a performance that I'm putting on, or is it? But I think it is her seeing... I think it's her deciding that that's what she wants, which is why it's even more upsetting that, it just took one person, Charlotte, to send her back to her old ways. Yeah, exactly. Which, again, none of it's Charlotte's fault. It is CW's fault.
Yeah. I find all of this so upsetting, because even though we don't know Diane, she seems like a very genuine, just romantic, kind of easygoing person, and to see how well they were getting along. I mean, even in this moment, though, this moment of intimacy, Diane leaves to go to the bathroom, and CW can't help but, let me just check in on Madison. How's my girl Madison doing?
Drink for that phone use.
Drink for the phone. It's like, girl, look at your girlfriend. Put the phone down. I've got sexy black matching underwear, so let's get to it.
And yep, they love each other. There you go.
They love each other till one of them ends up dead. See, this is sad.
Oh, I like that shot though. Like, because it just the blackness in front of her, like just she's so isolated.
Yeah.
And yep, just playing the "I love you" from Diane over and over and over.
Oof, not healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're now nearly back to the beginning, folks. If you want to, we can consider this a gentle perspective switch, because we're going to follow Adriana for a little bit. I love the perfect hair.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, there's 25 minutes left of this movie. So we're really barreling into like the climax of the film. I think I expected Ariana to play a bigger part in the finale.
Me too.
So
yeah.
While the immediate res, like, do we really need it? Not really. But like, I do kind of like the fact that we get rid of this character so early in the third act.
Yeah, and then when she turns back up, you realize, when she turns back up after that cold open, you think, okay, well, now I'm just waiting for the reveal of how does she get to this. And it's interesting because even when we see the cucking video, I thought, okay, so is this truly enough for her to do that to herself? Because, like, dying by suicide is a fucking extreme reaction.
But I think that's where some of the social satire comes into play, because we'll see that she's getting all these texts from like sponsors that are like breaking off their deals with her, and so I think for her this is her life, and her life as she knows it is over, and she's gonna kill herself. I mean, maybe is it a bit extreme? Yes, but I think that's where the satire comes into play.
Absolutely. I mean, she's the kind of person where her life isn't worth anything in her mind if she doesn't have the brand endorsements, if her reputation is not intact, and so on. I also like it as a bit of contrasting commentary to what we saw the doxing of Madison early on, right? Like, they both gone viral for bad reasons. Madison gets on a plane and decides to like fucking fix it, and Ariana's just like, oh, I can't handle this. Just two different women, two different reactions.
Yeah, I guess. And so that I wanted more from this character, but as you said before, I don't. She is the least developed out of all of this, but there is still something very cathartic about watching this. You're disgusting. Like,
yeah, I love the internet dogpiling on somebody who actually deserves it.
Well, because honestly, too, I mean, look, I wouldn't like, quote unquote, this character no matter what. But that line earlier about like, the gender wars or whatever, where I was like, oh,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, as soon as we saw that, I just thought, oh, never mind. I fucking hate you.
Yeah, they're indoctrinating our children or something. I'm like, no.
It's very much like, against trans people or queer people. And you're just like, oh, you're one of those.
Yeah, you're one of those.
Yeah.
And maybe even worse, but the fact that, like Jacob, it's like they may not even believe this shit, but they do they say it for their brand.
Exactly. Yeah. Do it for the brand. Do it for the gram.
That's like a subset of that, people who are just like very, well, I mean, it's the same thing, but when I see people like who I meet online first, they're kind of like assholes, and I meet them in person, they're like really meek and shy, and I'm like, oh, like you're just an asshole online because you're too like chicken shit to be this way in person. Like, it's the same fucking concept for me.
It's a weird performativity that I also think must be exhausting.
Yeah, well, because I think you lose yourself. You lose who you really are. Like, who are you? If you keep putting on performances, but
Yeah, I will say, just as a bit of a sidebar, folks, if you want a pretty solid short film that kind of tackles the same sort of idea, there's a really good one I caught a couple of years ago called Pruning with Madeline Brewer, where she plays a girl who is trying to climb the ranks in the conservative, like, mouthpiece movement. So, like, she would go on a kind of Larry King or whatever, or The View and stuff, and just do the, like, bullshit, you know, trans women are men and blah, blah, blah. Like, but she doesn't actually believe it, and she ends up inspiring a shooting based on things that she says. And it's I'm not gonna lie, really fucking hard to watch because of what we're going through right now. But Madeline Brewer, who is the lead actress from Cam, she sells the shit out of that role.
Yeah, that sounds like a feature film waiting to happen.
I'm surprised it hasn't been developed into one, but I just don't know if maybe now is the right time. So they might be sitting on it for all we know.
I don't know. No time like the present.
Maybe. Okay, so here we are. CW is back. Is she changing at his place?
Yes.
I'm just kind of confused as to where she's getting this change of clothes from, but we should note she's wearing almost like see-through mesh pants, and they are fucking great.
Yeah, you can see her thong like through her butt cheeks.
But they're like flared when we see them later on. It's an amazing outfit.
Yeah, it's like a half thong.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's actually a name for this type of underwear, but I don't know what it is.
We don't know. I think you're probably right. It's a thong.
I love that we skip past the suicide. We've already seen it. So
we've already seen it. We don't need to see it again.
Yeah.
Folks, if you feel like you haven't drunk enough, go for it. But we did just see Jacob use this phone, so. Yeah. So we had to use her phone because his phone is completely burnt, which means we cannot get in touch with Ariana. And of course, she's already dead. But down here, we're seeing Cameron looking at the video.
Oh, yeah.
Would you watch the video if you immediately recognized your friend?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, oh, God, you're terrible.
Like, no, I mean, seriously, if you tell me, oh, your friend, this friend of yours has...
Especially if it's an ex-friend. That I'm watching the fucking video.
But no, I mean, if my friend has nudes or porn online, I'm absolutely going to go watch that.
Yeah, you're probably going over to their house to take the picture.
No, but not to shame them. I'm just like, yeah, why wouldn't
you're
I want
curious,
to see this?
Yes.
Yeah, like, I'm going to watch my friends have sex. Why not? I get that's not everyone's go-to thought, but I'm just like, no, sure, why not?
It tracks for you, Trace.
Also,
I do love this moment where Cameron is basically saying, so you've talked about this with her? And it's like, no, we're having two different conversations. I think it's very funny, except for the fact that, you know, Jacob doesn't understand that his girlfriend is dead right now.
Yeah, well, he also doesn't know that his video is leaked, so...
No, it's just too funny. I kind of love these...
The dramatic irony.
Somebody just dramatic irony. Somebody needs to say it. Someone say the thing.
Yeah, that's always the thing where it's like, oh, this is... Because it used to always bother me, like, dramatic irony stuff, where I'm like, if y'all would just, like, say what you're actually talking about instead of just assuming the other person would know. It's on the same level as, oh, I've got to tell you something really important. Oh, yeah, so do I. You know what? You go first. And then, like, you know, the person says something that makes the other person say, I hate that kind of stuff, but whatever.
Yeah, okay. So here we go, folks.
Yeah.
We are back at Jacob's villa. Madison has discovered Ariana's body just as Jacob and CW walk in. So our two girls are finally going to have a conversation, but we've already got blood in the water, literally. So this is where we were learning that Jacob was working with Madison to trap CW, but now, because of it didn't look good when he walked in, he believes that Madison has murdered Ariana. Yeah, so he's flipped his allegiance, and of course, both women are now going to try to play on this because, well, I mean, Madison is telling the truth, but of course CW knows how to get out of these kinds of situations.
Yeah.
We haven't said, but you mentioned earlier on that Madison has dyed her hair. I love that it's a very fake bottle kind of red. Mm-hmm. Like, this is not a professional dye job. It does not look convincing. She looks fine because Emily Tennant is beautiful, but like, it does not look good. And I kind of love that as a character detail.
Do you think this is a wig or is it a real dye job?
I think it's a real bad dye job.
That's what I think it is too. And I hope that's the case, but...
Okay, so Jacob has just gotten stabbed because we did the old I ran into the person holding the knife. I don't love it.
No, it's dumb, but it's okay because now we have this fight scene.
Yes. Okay, so this fight scene is comical in all the right ways, like we're throwing spatulas, but also cleavers.
Oh, it's so good. So I did not know this. So apparently these two characters were supposed to have a fight scene at the end of the first movie when CW goes back to the island to bring Ryan's body. And budgetary, weather stuff, like they ran out of time before they could shoot it.
Yeah, there was like a typhoon coming in, so they just were not able to do it, and they would not have been able to afford to delay. So instead we carry it over here, which, to be honest, I think this works so much better.
Oh, I agree. Now here's the thing, though. If we had this fight scene at the end of that first movie, I might have raised it an entire half star because it is very cathartic. However, I agree, though, that we have to wait through 2 full movies to get this scene. It is even more satisfying than it would have been just at the end of that first movie.
That's why this works so well for me, because folks, if you're not watching this along with us, this is drag out. Just we are using whatever we can. These two are not professional fighters.
It's so ridiculous. It's so fun. Like they're
huffing and puffing.
Honest to God, this is to me like. It will be one of the all great movie fight scenes. Or if you want to narrow it down, cat fights, if we want to call it that. But like this is so awesome. This is so. I mean, I was hooting and hollering watching this by myself the other day. I was like, oh my God.
Right? Because it's just so ridiculous, but in all the right ways. I will say one detraction for me is that the blades are very clearly CGI. Mm-hmm. So when we see people get stabbed or cleavered, it just doesn't look 100% convincing. And it makes me so frustrated.
I'm not as bothered by it, if only because
this is, by the way, gold. This not bowling ball, a ball rolling back so that we can use it to beat someone in the face.
I like because Madison throws a ball at CW and she catches it and she's like, "Oh, bitch!" and then immediately gets another ball in her forehead. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Growls is what my subtitle is saying right now.
Just storming, rushing, hitting in the face. It's so good. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's really good.
See, and then this shot looked exactly the same as CW advancing on what's her face in the first film, Jessica.
Oh, Jessica, yeah, and it's right by a pool.
Right by the pool. Because part of me thought, what if Madison does kill her here?
Yeah.
Like, it would be very ill-advised because then she 100% would go down for all the murders.
Oh, right? Yeah, she can't just be like, look, she exists.
She exists, and I killed her. Fuck. Yeah, I truly did not know where this was going to go at this point.
Yeah, and trust me, like I am a runtime checker, so I'm always like, how much time is left? How much time is left? How much time is left? Subtract 5 minutes for credits. Okay.
All right, so Madison's on the phone, everybody.
Yeah.
So she's basically backtracking to figure out where CW's home base is. And initially, I was like, fuck, she's just going to walk away and she's going to leave this bitch to escape. Pause. Nope, here we go. She's still got her braid.
Tie that bitch up.
Duct tape to the rescue. I also will say, I think that the makeup job on Emily Tennant, her lip gets progressively more fat and split. Like when she goes to CW's place in the moment, her face looks bad.
Yeah. That shot of her like on the bike, she's on a mission. I love it.
Yeah. It's fucking aviary at the top of a mountain.
Well, and this is dangerous. You know, she doesn't know who's going to be here, but...
No. I mean, I guess I never would have assumed that CW would ever partner up with somebody, so you're probably not expecting somebody. But then, yeah, you get, she's back? Who is that? What's going on?
Yeah.
I feel like CW is such a mystery. I wouldn't know what to expect going into her lair.
Yeah, but I feel like if she turns the corner, she's like, okay, yeah, I get what you're doing, bitch. You're a whole other world of crazy.
Yeah. Love will make you do wild things, won't it?
Love and grief.
Yeah. This would be unexpected. Genuinely unexpected. I would never expect to go into somebody's house and say, oh, you have an AI avatar of
your dead girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. I mean, folks, if I do go into your space and I discover that about you, I may have to back out slowly. Recommend therapy.
Yep.
Very few possessions, though. Clearly she lives...
She's a nomad.
Yeah. I love that she's got the old school film and then, half a dozen passports. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, I would judge you more for having multiple passports than I would for having an AI version of your dead girlfriend.
I mean, the reality is more people probably have an AI significant other nowadays than they do multiple passports.
That is true.
Yep.
That is true.
What do you think she's thinking in this moment? Is it, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlotte. Dead picture.
But did
Charlotte.
Did she not assume that she killed Charlotte? Like,
I don't know. I guess you would probably assume it, but then when you're confronted with a picture of the body, it's something approaching reality. It's much harder to lie to yourself at that point.
But either way, she's piecing all of this together. So she's like, oh yeah, she said she killed you. She's talking to Diane. Okay, got it. That makes sense.
Yeah, folks, sometimes the subtitles don't do it justice in terms of like who is actually speaking and to whom.
Well, this is more difficult because there's not like an actual physical person like speaking, and we're not doing the standard shot reverse shot when two people are having a conversation in a movie.
Exactly. But we are using a computer.
We sure are. And oh, look, she can see the feed at the... Oh, it's not a chateau.
Yeah,
is
back
it a
at
chateau?
Jacob's house.
Yeah, whatever this is. A villa.
There we go. I'm not going to lie. I thought that he was dead by this point, so I was surprised to see that. I mean, if you think about it, this is what we do in horror movies, right? We stab people in the gut so that they can writhe around for 5 to 25 minutes.
I always think about that first Scream movie, come on, get it up, baby, get it up! Off to the side, not too deep.
Just off to the side. I mean, Jacob will literally say in a moment, I think she missed all my vital organs.
Well, that's the equivalent of, there's no cell phone service here.
Right. The human body is truly just a sack of meat, and you hope to not have too many injuries in vital parts.
I would definitely not immediately untie her. I mean, I get it. He thinks that Madison is the killer, but still, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe just keep her tied up just in case.
I think the fact that he will then go looking for a phone, I would have looked for the phone first. And then I would have maybe tried to help the unconscious woman.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, no, then you get canceled. He looks for a phone before helping a woman.
And it's all on camera?
Well, not actually, for his followers, they'd be fine with that.
Well, that is 100% true. Yeah. You can see her recalculating,
like,
reassessing. Yeah. How do I get out of this? He is a genuinely nice guy, though.
Ish. Kinda.
He's just said some terrible fucking things. This would be fun to play as a performer, though, right? Like, I've been stabbed, I'm being duped, I'm about to get my ass handed to me.
Yeah,
sometimes.
I wasn't sure where we were going to end this, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, we're minutes away from the end credits, and I was just like, okay, wait, we're going to have to kill this guy, but like, how are we going to wrap this up? And I guess, truthfully, we don't really completely wrap the movie up, which...
No, although I will say the cackle of glee with which I end this film based on what happens.
It's a thing, honestly, the perfect ending for like a movie that could have a sequel, where it's like, it has enough like open ending. It has enough loose ends at the ending, but it feels complete enough to where if we don't get a sequel, I'm fine with this being the ending. But I also like would gladly take another installment of this following this up.
Yeah, this sequel confirmed to me that I really would love to see another film, just because I think this film is such a delightful escalation of what we saw in that first film, which I was already such a big fan of.
Yeah.
So especially if we do treat the third one as a trilogy and we were looking to wrap it up and just be done with this story, I want to see what all the bells and whistles look like.
What are we going to call it? Influenced?
Or do we take out one of the E's in influencer and put it as a 3?
Oh, I do like that. Because then people would know.
Or would they? I don't know. I'm still surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the descriptions, I think, say in the sequel, too. But
I mean,
I guess people don't read it.
Yeah, I don't think
anyway, here we go.
Yeah, he's
Poor
out.
Jacob. See, that just doesn't look real. When she stabs him, it doesn't look real.
Oh, I see what you mean.
The blade just doesn't... There's no blade there. It did not go into his body, and it makes me disappointing.
You know what,
anyway, so here we go. This is her treatise on influencers. You're a Cancer. You gotta go.
Oh, but hey, literally anytime someone's like, we have to cut the Cancer out, I'm like,
Malignant. You can't.
can't.
Okay, so folks, I'm gonna say Jacob is not with us anymore after this,
he's
so
dead.
feel free to take a couple drinks, but keep the glass handy.
Yeah, keep it out. That is a really nice. I love that pool.
God, that pool is huge.
Mm-hmm.
I could swim so many laps in it.
I love that. I'm like, I'm gonna go relax on my little floaty boat thing, and
Right.
and you're like, I'll swim laps.
Okay, so what do you think of this gag? So CW is about to realize that she has been captured on camera killing someone. So the jig is up. There will be no hiding. She is no longer an urban legend. Everyone will know who she is. But she's been caught on the Manosphere live stream. Trace, what do you think of these reactions from these guys?
I honestly, it goes back to Faces of Death even from earlier this year. Where I love looking at like the comment reactions, where it's like what people are saying. I honestly, truthfully, you could wipe this away in the sequel and have her still living free and whatever, because they could chalk this up to a deep fake, given how much deep fake stuff we've seen. I hope we don't do that. I hope she is actually on the run, or again in captivity already for a Silence of the Lambs sequel.
No, I think on the run 100%, but. Oh my God. I also love that we don't hear real voices. We hear the kind of digitized, step on me, mommy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's so good. And her just staring down this camera. Okay, well, I can finally be my authentic self. It doesn't matter. But also, it's almost like she realizes, oh, this is a community I can be a member of, because they're not scared of me. They're actively turned on by me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe the sequel follows it. Maybe she's a publicly known influencer killer, and people are like her. People are following her and encouraging her to do it.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
I would like that a lot. And then, we just have Madison actively out there trying to take her down. I would love it if we opened the third film with her being back on that podcast with those two shitty guys.
Yes.
Being fuck.
Truthfully, I
would.
I mean, I wish we could have gotten that in this movie before the Cleaver massacre we're about to get, because I really, she's got to win. She's good. She's satisfied. She's came what she did to do. But
yeah, that little smile of okay. I win, bitch.
I did think that we were going to cut to credits right there on her smiling face, so that we continue this for another minute or two.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, there's nothing quite like a woman covered in blood in a horror film.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
That's a great look.
Well, I love that it almost kind of makes a mask on her face, because I don't think there's actually any blood.
It completes the other side of her, right?
Yeah.
It looks like it fills in the birthmark in a way.
Yeah, because I don't think there's actually any blood on the birthmark itself, but yeah, it feels like it's like a part of a whole.
Not gonna lie, for a hot moment, I thought that was Lola Tongue from Forbidden Fruits there next to Cameron, but it's not.
These.
This is so wild. They just walk in on this massacre. So, folks, they shot all of these murders at this villa in one day. So, basically, by the end of it, they said this entire place was just covered in blood.
Yeah, this is great. And hey, yeah. So, what I was going to say earlier is, I will accept CGI blades if that means we're getting practical blood. And in this situation, I think we are.
Yes. Yeah. No, for some reason it works way better here. It's utterly unconvincing that she's actually cleaving him, and I kind of don't care because I find it so funny. And then, folks, here's our second set of credits.
Oh my god, yeah. So there's the title card again, and
like an aerial shot,
and so again
over the bodies.
I thought we were done, and we just we move forward over the villa, and this is fantastic.
Yeah, this is either a drone or a crane shot. Probably a drone.
It's probably
because
a drone,
I can't imagine how you would get a crane in here, but this is just it's so ridiculous. I find it so fucking funny.
And look at how she's running. It's like Cindy Campbell. I'm not crazy.
She is absolutely wild in this moment. Why are you running? Where are you going? Fully chasing them out into the road. There's other properties here.
Right there.
Other people.
Yeah. Can you imagine just sitting in that, that whatever that winery, I guess, is, and just being like, oh, this is just meat cleavering some other girls over there.
Oh my God, Trace, you'll never believe what I just saw happen across the street.
Oh, man. But yeah, great ending. I really do hope we get another one in a couple years. This, I will gladly continue this series.
It's so much fun. Yeah, I really, really enjoy this pair of films, and I'm glad that I was, no offense, able to finally convince you to check this out. You know, we're so busy that I think sometimes we just need the other person to nudge us and say, okay, well, we're going to fucking cover it so that you can cross it off your list.
Well, yeah, probably so. I mean, I would have gotten to it eventually, but yeah, I wouldn't have gotten to it this early, but.
Sure.
Yeah. Well,
and here we are.
Everyone, yeah, that is Influencers. We hope you enjoyed this special main feed treat of an audio commentary. Some quick housekeeping before we shut this down.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can reach us on Blue Sky and Instagram at HorrorQueers. Shoot us an email at horrorqueers@gmail.com. Find us on Letterboxd to keep track of all the films we've covered. If you want to chat with other listeners, please join our HorrorQueers Discord. If you have a moment, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And if you want more content, including ad-free main feed episodes, please support the show by becoming a patron at patreon.com/HorrorQueers. If you subscribe today, you'll get 509 hours of Patreon content, including this month's new episodes on Hannibal Season 3, Episodes 7 and 8, Influencer, again, Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, Insidious, Out of the Further, and an audio commentary on 2022's Fall in anticipation of its sequel.
Yes.
But, yeah, Joe. Oh, wait, Joe.
Yeah.
What are we talking about next week?
Okay, well, folks, if you're keeping track of the episode numbers, you'll see that this is episode 399, so next week, we're going to celebrate our fucking 400th episode. Trace, we need to pull out a big gun for this, clearly, and we have had requests over the years, so even though it is not Halloween, which maybe would have been a bit more appropriate, we're going to talk about the cult classic that continues to dominate the world, 1975's The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh boy, a big juggernaut of a film that I can't believe we haven't covered yet, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about our different relationships to the film. You don't love this quite as much, but it's hard to discount the legacy of it. So
yeah.
I think we're going to have a really good conversation. We're going to do a lot of research on it because, yeah, you're right. This feels like one of the big ones, and we want to make sure we do it right.
We absolutely do. So everyone, stay tuned next week for that 400th episode on Rocky Horror Picture Show. But until then, we can cross out Influencers.
Indeed. And cross out horror queers.